Hello, darling, and welcome to Style and Consciousness with Ejani. I'm Ejani, yay! And this is a place where we talk all things style, self-expression that lead to your elevated consciousness, to your expansion, okay? Because style and consciousness go hand in hand. It's not something that's really talked about. And actually, I'm excited because today we're gonna talk about it. I'm gonna show you why your personal style and how your personal style is the fastest way, the quickest way to get a quantum leap in your business. So if you're ready for quantum leap in your business, whatever your business happens to be, whether you're a healer or a business coach or an artist of some kind, then you're gonna wanna stick around, darling, okay? So one of the things that I hear people say all the time is, I want more visibility. I need to get more visible. I need to have a bigger reach. I need to get out there and impact more people so that I can help more people and also so that I can get more money, right? I can get more clients, I can get more opportunities. And so it comes down a lot of times to visibility, right? How do I get more visible? And here's the thing, we're told many things that are just they're not true, right? So we're told that visibility is about you being consistent, showing up, posting, talking to everybody every day about it, right? Selling every day, all these things, consistency, doing it over and over again, right? We're told that you have to show up no matter what, even if you feel like you have nothing to say, you have to, just for the sake of posting, to be visible, you have to get out there. We're told that visibility is literally about the physical part, right? It's about how you look, it's about what your font, it's about your pretty website, it's about nice graphics, right? And I'm not saying that those things aren't whatever, that they don't totally matter, or that you should ignore them, right? What I'm saying though is that the graphics, the visuals are actually not the point. Because visibility is not about consistency, and it's not about what we see visually and physically in the 3D. It's actually about resonance. And your style is a resonance amplifier that you most likely have been neglecting. Okay, so first, I want to share with you that style is an energetic shortcut. It's an energetic shortcut. How you dress, I'm going to say it again, is an energetic shortcut. What do you mean, Ejani? What the frick, frack, paddywhack are you talking about, right? Here's the thing. We are taught that outfits are about looking, whatever, professional. They're about looking cute. They're about looking trendy or being stylish, right? Dress to impress, dress for success. We hear all these things, right? How we dress is supposed to affect how others see us and how they perceive us and how they judge us, right? Here's the thing though, when we see clothes as just fabric that helps us control our narrative and helps people, like kind of tries to manipulate people into seeing us a certain way or believing certain things about us, we're missing out on the biggest freaking opportunity ever when it comes to clothing. So when you've had that experience, right, before, where you go and put on an outfit and you're to go to an event or something and you're like, oh, this outfit is perfect. I don't know what it is about it, but I feel so powerful. I feel like I can take on the world. I feel like anything's possible. Suddenly your posture changes. You are like all eyes on you when you enter any room. People come and talk to you more, right? You're talking to them more as well. It literally changes your energy. And yet we see that as a fluke, or we see it as unimportant. We kind of shrug it off, right? Oh, but the thing is, you imagine if you were showing up that way every freaking day. We can tell I say the F-bomb a lot, but I'm substituting freaking here so I can post it on the YouTubes, right? So what if every outfit you wear is actually an energetic landscape? What if it's a carrier of codes? What if an outfit is an activator instead of just some material? You have to get dressed anyway, right? What if it's so much more than you've been taught and you've been seeing it as? When you see it this way, you start noticing, when I wear this outfit that makes me feel this way, then I'm vibrating this way. And then suddenly clients, opportunities, ideas, moolah, they respond to your energy. They're not responding literally to the outfit, but they're responding to that activation that the outfit gave you and who you're being in that outfit. Can you imagine if you were always moving through your world like that? Holy bananas. Okay, second thing I want to share with you is that style collapses comparison. Style essentially can start to cure comparisonitis and imposter syndrome. Have you ever experienced those where you're online and you're looking at how everyone else is showing up, you're looking at how they're selling, how they're talking, how they're dressing, right? Where they're shopping and all these things, and you start comparing yourself. And when you compare yourself, you're forgetting who you are. And who you actually are, who you actually be, is a singular, unique, distinct, uncopyable, je ne sais quoi, wielding and sparkling, right, being. So when you actually remember who you are, which is what your iconic essence is, when you actually remember your iconic essence, you suddenly are dressing for you. You're suddenly dressing for the energy. And what happens when you do that and you're activating when your iconic essence is activated, suddenly it ends the endless scroll of comparison. Suddenly you're not feeling like manure when you see someone who's like rocking it with their style, right? Because you are too. And suddenly you remember, oh, actually the way I'm meant to show up is so nuanced and specific to me that there is no comparison. That person's super cool in their way, and I'm super freaking amazing and iconic in my way, right? So suddenly it just collapses because your brain has no argument to tell you that you need to compare to them or be like them, right? It totally stops that in its tracks. Isn't that beautiful? Also, when you're dressing in this way, when you are activated, when you catch glimpses of yourself in the mirror, literally it is neurologically rewiring your brain. It's neurologically rewiring how you see yourself, right? Your subconscious is then getting a different imprint and is starting to understand, oh, we're not that other version anymore. We're like this. These are the new words, the new codes, the new parameters, right? So you're literally recalibrating who you are every time you look in the mirror. And when you're feeling powerful AF, when you're feeling like hot, HAUTE, manure, right? And you're like, I have all these ideas. I want to say this, and your energy is just bigger. You're amplified, right? It's so much easier to let creativity flow. It's so much easier to go and just share exactly what you want to share online and talk how you talk, right? And then it becomes a natural result, a natural side effect that you then have more clients, you then have more people interested in you because your frequency is different. You're vibrating differently, right? Because that shit is magnetic. When you are showing up like that and you are owning your iconicness through it, right? You're getting the activation through how you're dressing. Then you're magnetic. People, you're intoxicating, you're mesmerizing, you are fascinating, and it draws people in. Which brings me to point number 3. So style, when you own your iconic style, not just any style, iconic style, your actual style that comes from your essence, right? When you're dressing like that and you're showing up, style creates instant visibility without words. You're communicating without saying anything verbally. Meaning that before someone reads your post, they're scroll stopping, and they're seeing you, yes, and they're feeling you. They're feeling your energy. They're receiving the frequency, and they're very probably likely getting the activation of how cosmically, how sincerely, how big you're showing up, how truthful you're being about how you're showing up, right? All of that it's doing the work for you, which makes you magnetic before you even open your mouth, darling. So it's like you command attention without trying, right? When you're not trying to get attention, you're not waving your arms, woohoo, look at me, look at me. It's not an effort thing anymore. It's just a beingness thing. You're being that person, you're being that version of you, that's the truest version of you, right? You're emanating that iconic frequency, that iconic essence, and everyone comes to you, all eyes on you. And you get to decide what that looks like too, right? Because I know that it can feel intimidating because it's something new. But imagine that you just show up and it's so effortless and easy. These are 2 words I use all the time. It gets to be effortless. You having a business gets to be effortless when you are showing up in your iconic essence, because literally people see and feel and experience you without you needing to say anything. And suddenly I've had people just literally write me and say, I don't understand exactly what you do, and I really need to work with you. Please tell me how I can work with you right now. I have money I'm ready to give you. I need to work with you, right? It gets to be that easy. People I've never met before, people who I had a woman join my free group on Facebook on day 1. Day 2, she sends me a message, says, I have to work with you. I have to work with you. And she became a one-on-one 5-figure client, okay? So this is not made up, it's not theory, this works. Okay, and the next point I wanna make here, why it creates so much quantum, like so many quantum leaps when you start showing up in this way, is because style also makes your business, suddenly your business becomes fun and it becomes sustainable. Because raise your hand if your business, like how you're branding and showing up and posting online and doing photos, if it feels like a chore. I don't want to do it. Oh no, I have to post, right? If it feels like something that you dread, it's because you're not showing up in your iconic essence. Because when you are showing up in your iconic essence, things become playful. Things are fun, right? It's like every outfit is a frequency activation. And then there's a mini photo shoot. I just did a mini photo shoot on myself with this outfit, right? Mini photo shoot. You're embodying your brand every single day without even trying. Just because you're listening to the iconic essence to dress how you're meant to dress that day, using exactly what you have in your closet, by the way. This doesn't mean, I want to really say this, it doesn't mean, I have so many people say to me, oh, I'll do this when, once I hit my first, 6-figure year, or once I have a 20K month, then I'll have money to invest. It's a frequency thing, not a clothes thing. And let me tell you, you can create $1 million plus outfit from the thrift store, or from shopping in your closet and your partner's closet, or going to a swap party, a clothing swap or something with friends and getting some pieces there, right? It doesn't have to be from Prada or Gucci. If it is, cool. If it's a total fiat for you, cool. But it doesn't have to be, right? We're talking about optimizing what you have in your closet right now and using that energetically as a beautiful tool that's also fun and makes this sustainable. When something is fun, when something is alluring, when something kind of like you're daydreaming about just getting up from bed, just starting to get dressed and feeling that activation of your outfit, it becomes fun to go and post. It becomes fun to make a video like this, right? Which makes it kind of effortless because you're like, oh, then the information comes in, I can just do it. And then for long-term sustainability, it's easy. It's easy because every time you're showing up, you're also showing up more sincerely, right? You're not forcing yourself. You're not trying to follow a script. It's all flowing to you. And darling, this consistency without forcing, this playful, excited, dynamic, natural, like organic consistency, that, darling, it naturally compounds into what I call quantum momentum and mind-blowing results. Again, without you trying to figure it out strategically, this shit just gets to happen. So darling, if you've been feeling stuck in your business, stuck in your brand, if it feels like things are stagnant, if it feels like, again, like it's pulling teeth, like, oh, I don't know what to say today, why do I have to show up again? If it's feeling like a chore, I guarantee you didn't jump on being an entrepreneur, having your own business, or finally living as from your art, right? I'm pretty sure you didn't decide to do that so that it felt like another like boring ass, job that you dread going to every morning, right? No. So what if instead of more strategy, instead of thinking, oh my God, I have to apply all this and this and this before I can get my result, what if we just push that aside? What if you just experimented with the magic of getting activated with your style? I dare you to try it. I dare you. If you've been feeling invisible, if you've been feeling stuck, I dare you to scrap the strategies and to go play in your freaking closet. Actually ask yourself, how does iconic me dress? How does already, millionaire me who has the most amazing business or art practice or art institute or art body of work, right? The most successful, whatever. How does that person dress? What do they wear today? How do they show up? And then just go and experiment with that, okay? I dare you. I double dare you. Okay, so to recap, why self-expression through style can create so many amazing quantum leaps is because 1, visibility is not about consistency. It's about resonance. It's about energy, and style amplifies your energy. Number 2, style is an energetic shortcut. Take the shortcut. There's this thing that has to be hard. I have to earn it. I have to work for it. And I say, false. You get to experiment with this fun and exciting and sustainable shortcut, darling. Next point is that style collapses comparison and imposter syndrome because you are incomparable, darling. You effing badass icon, okay? Next is that style creates instant visibility without words. It speaks before you've uttered a single word, and that shit is powerful, okay? Also, style makes your business, whatever that business happens to be, fun and sustainable. You want to show up to work because it feels good and it's so natural and easy, right? Of course it is. It's your iconic essence. Okay, so if this is speaking to you, if you know you're ready to jump in and start playing with your style instead of wasting more time on different strategies and more to-dos because they're not working, are they? Maybe they work for a minute and then they don't. You becoming your most iconic self, you expressing your essence, now that shit works and that is sustainable. And the fun thing is also, spoiler alert, you're constantly evolving, expanding, right? Unfurling. So there are so many iterations of you that are going to come anyway, that it never gets old and it never gets boring. All right, darling. So if you know you want to experiment with this and you want to experience this and take your brand to iconic, then I'm going to put a link in the description below so that you can check out my membership. You can enter with just $27 a month. Every month I have a theme that helps you with your brand, with your frequency, with your style, right? There's something there. There's a group of fellow icons who are also happy and excited to dork out about all things style, branding, and iconicness and frequency. You'll find your new BFFs there. There are daily dares. There's so much yum in there. For just $27 a month, right? So I'm going to put the link below. It's called ICONIFIED because when you get in there, you get ICONIFIED, darling. All right. So I'm so excited for you to check it out and leave me a comment below. Is there something here that you hadn't realized? Is there something here that I shared that you're willing to start implementing? Please share below. Let me know what your biggest takeaway or favorite point was, and I'll see you next time, darling. Yay!